All right, everybody. My wife loves this movie, and hey, you might too. All right, everybody. Today we're checking out 1980's Honeysuckle Rose. Before we go any further, you know the routine. To the trailer. And by the way, this is the worst looking trailer I've ever uploaded to a video before. Sorry, it's all I could find. Let's hit it.
Whether you're uptown or down home, nothing beats a day in the country. Willie Nelson is Buck Bonham. For 20 years, he's been singing to the country. Now he's living his own love songs.
Loving you is easier than anything I'll ever do again. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Now, if you know what's good for you, you'll look into what's going on between him and that female guitar player he's got.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about?
You know you're God's going high.
This summer, Warner Brothers presents something special. Honeysuckle Rose. Dyan, Amy Irving, Slim Pickens, and in his first starring role in a major motion picture, a legend, Willie Nelson. Honeysuckle Rose.
All right, everybody, this motion picture was directed by Jerry Schatzberg. Now, Jerry Schatzberg didn't have a very long career. I mean, he did, but he didn't. He was directing movies from like 1970 to the year 2000, but he didn't really do a lot of movies. There's only like 14 things credited to him. But what he didn't make up for in volume, he sure made up for in quality. He did Honeysuckle Rose. He had The Panic in Needle Park. He did the great movie that gets criminally underrated and forgotten about sometimes, Street Smart, with Morgan Freeman and Christopher Reeve. So he had a bunch of movies. Some were really good, some were really under the radar, but he did a good job, from what I can tell, from the ones I liked. All right, let's keep going. Okay, starring in the lead role as Buck Bonham was the legendary Willie Nelson. Mostly legendary because of his music career, but hey, he was in a lot of stuff too. He was in Honeysuckle Rose. He was in The Electric Horseman. He was in Songwriter. He was in Barbarossa. And he did a whole bunch of stuff on television too. Hell, he even popped up on Zoolander 2 a couple of years ago. So he's been in a lot of stuff. You know him, you know him, you know him. I mean, he's been around forever. He's a country music legend at this point. He's like, you know, still performing out there today in his mid-80s. Still remembers all the words to all the songs. I don't know how, because God knows the guy smoked enough fucking weed in his life to burn that brain out. But anyway, it's what he does and it's who he is. And he's basically kind of playing himself in this motion picture. All right, let's keep going. Okay, playing his wife Viv was Dyan Cannon. Dyan Cannon's had a crazy long career. Everything from Bob, Ted, Carol, and Alice. She was in Heaven Can Wait. She was in Death Trap, which is a great movie with Christopher Reeve. Another one. He's popped up twice so far. Hey, who would have thought? She was also in Caddyshack 2, Author, Coast to Coast with everybody's favorite wife murderer, Robert Blake. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Well, hell, it is what it is. Okay, playing Lily is Amy Irving. Now, come on, she had a big career. She had a hell of a big divorce settlement, too, from Steven Spielberg. I mean, you're talking 100 million, folks. It is what it is. But she did a really good job in this motion picture. Of course, you know Amy Irving. She was in Yentl. She was in Carrie. She was in The Fury. She was in Mickey and Maude. She was in Traffic. Amy Irving's been in a million things, man. You know what I mean? Long career. It is what it is. She did a great job in this. It was very early in her career, too. It wasn't that long after she was in Carrie and stuff like that. She had popped up on TV in Happy Days and a couple other things. But anyway, Amy Irving, as LA, she did a great job. All right, let's keep going. Okay, playing Garland. Oh, man, here we go. Slim Pickens. Come on, dude. With a name like Slim Pickens, you got to love him anyway. But beyond that, he had a legendary, crazy long career. You're talking 1941. You're talking Blazing Saddles. You're talking Dr. Strangelove. Slim Pickens was in a million things. The Getaway with Steve McQueen, for Christ's sakes. Slim Pickens, an American legend. That's the way I look at him. I love guys like him and Dub Taylor and all those kind of dudes. And Slim Pickens is definitely one of those kind of guys. Was in a zillion motion pictures, a bunch of stuff. Always was Slim Pickens, and you always love Slim Pickens. Period, point blank. That's it. All right, let's get to the story. Okay, folks, here's the story. Buck is a traveling musician, and he runs his band, and they live on the road. He loves the road. It's what he does. It's all he does. But the thing is, his wife is at home. Her name is Viv. She's raising their child. She wishes he would slow down. He's getting a little bit older. It's like, hey, take less time on the road and more time with us. You can tell it's causing some friction. You can tell it's causing some problems, but he can't give it up. He's like a junkie for this stuff. His friend Garland, who was his guitar player for years and years, he's retiring. And who do they bring in to fill in for a few weeks as they run back out on the road? But his daughter, Lily. Oh yeah, you can see the problems coming, can't you already? So Buck goes out on the road with Lily. Before you know it, he's saying to himself, my wife, who used to be the singer, is gone and retired, and she doesn't want me on the road anymore. And now I'm out on the road, and I got this younger version of my wife, who all she wants to do be on the road and live out the same dream I want to be, living on the road and acting like we're still fucking kids again. You can see the problems start. They hook up. All hell breaks loose. The rest of the movie you'll figure it out when you get there. That's the whole gist of it, folks. That's it. That's the motion picture. That's it. That's it. Okay, folks, I'm going to tell you why this motion picture works. Is it the best motion picture ever? No. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a solid movie. It's one of those movies that kind of gets forgotten about and left in the past, and people kind of forget the thing even exists, to be brutally honest. But it's a good, solid motion picture made up of a lot of good performance footages, and you kind of sometimes feel that might be the letdown of the motion picture, where it's kind of like the performances are great and they're incredible, and then in between them they stick the little pieces of the story that kind of keep it moving forward about the wife and the new girl and all this other kind of stuff. There is enough of it to build a cohesive story and a cohesive relationship between the viewer and the movie, where you start to care about the characters and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you definitely get the impression when you first watch this, it's like it's a bunch of segments, almost like a Purple Rain would be, but not done nearly as well, but still done well, where you can enjoy it and you can like it. For a bunch of people there that are basically working with somebody like Willie Nelson and his band, because most of the people playing his band they were really members of his band. The people that weren't actors did a very, very, very good, respectable job in this motion picture, right along the side of the actors. You wouldn't never notice that, we got actors, we got non-actors, we got professionals, we got clowns. It wasn't like that. They all did a good, respectable job. The concert scenes are great. The in-between scenes are good enough to make you feel like you're still connected to a real story. You're not just watching a concert, and you're not just watching a bunch of clips of people playing bars and stadiums and arenas and all this other kind of stuff. You get into it, you like it, you enjoy it. The music's good, the acting's fine. The story is something that you've probably seen 4,000 times or heard 10,000 times on any VH1 storyteller or some kind of shit like that, or behind the scenes, or behind the music, or whatever they call it. It's that kind of a thing. Guy on the road, wife at home, new chick in the band, problem arises. Very simple. That's just the way it goes. Anyway, folks, if you like a down-earth feeling motion picture, if you like just a simple, straightforward little movie that's not loaded with a bunch of plot twists and it's not a bunch of gotcha moments, then you're going to like Honeysuckle Rose. Good music, good time. Check it out. Give it a look-see. Catch us later.